I mean, it could happen. I mean, why not? If Crawford wanna challenge himself to be great, let him try to be great, you know. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm with it. So, you know, I'll be going for Bud, you know, if he fight Canelo.
Step right here and roll.
He's a little overrated.
Terence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez at 168 pounds.
Canelo's really good. Really good. But I think Crawford is special. I know he hasn't fought the resume everyone wants.
Errol Spence Jr. has finally broken his silence after joining Terence Crawford in training camp ahead of the highly anticipated clash with Canelo Alvarez. Speaking for the first time since teaming up with his former rival, Spence praised Crawford's focus, work ethic, and mindset as he prepares for the biggest fight of his career. The unexpected alliance has stunned the boxing world, highlighting a newfound mutual respect and a shared.
Listen, however they rate me, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we got to fight, and I'm going to win the fight. As simple as that.
Can I ask you about if there's any rematch clause with this fight with Canelo?
No, it's not.
Is that something you push for?
No, I didn't.
And there's any weight restrictions to the fight at all?
No, it's not.
A lot of fighters would like to put on a weight restriction to this type of fight. Why didn't you want to do that?
Because I want him at his best. I don't want no excuses. I don't want no, reasons why, he didn't feel good or anything. I want him at his best.
Ahead of Crawford's showdown with Canelo, Spence didn't hold back his respect, calling him a strong dude. Reflecting on their own 2023 fight, where Spence struggled with timing and absorbed heavy punishment, he said those two words perfectly sum up Crawford's power. Spence also drew a comparison between Crawford and Canelo, noting that Canelo once moved up in weight just as Crawford is doing now, which is why he believes Bud has a real
I mean, it could happen. I mean, why not? If Crawford wanna challenge himself to be great, let him try to be great, you know. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm with it. So, you know, I'll be going for Bud, you know, if he fight Canelo, I'll be going for him. I mean, I don't know if he gonna win or lose, but I definitely be going for Crawford. I think if anybody can pull it off, he can pull it off.
Yeah.
He's chasing greatness, so why not?
Because
Canelo came up to 175 and all that, and fought Kovalev and fought the other guy too. So I mean, if he can do it, and he started at 147. So I mean, if he's doing it, why can't Crawford do it?
So recently, Errol Spence just backed Terence Crawford to beat Canelo Alvarez in the upcoming fight, September the 13th. And now you got a whole lot of people making a whole lot of noise about it, which is crazy because if y'all remember, Errol Spence, he been calling out Canelo Alvarez for years. Remember when Canelo Alvarez was still at 160, Errol was saying that he'll move up to 160 just to fight Canelo Alvarez. I guess because he's seen something in Canelo that he can exploit. And being as though that Terence beat the shot at Errol Spence last year, I guess he felt like he can do the same thing to him too.
Crawford is taking a huge gamble in pursuit of history, jumping 2 weight divisions to face Canelo Alvarez for the undisputed super middleweight crown on September 13th, 2025. It's being billed as one of the biggest fights in boxing history. But when the topic of a rematch with Spence Jr. came up, Crawford shut it down completely.
Terence Bud Crawford is aiming for a Canelo Alvarez clash at 168 to become undisputed for a 3rd time in a 3rd weight division, something that has never been done. They're talking about Canelo Alvarez's 2 fights this year in May and September is going to be potentially versus Jamal Charlo and Terence Crawford in September on the back end. You know, for Canelo, of course, we want to see him fight David Benavidez, David Morrell. Dig what I'm saying? But so I know, this might not be what y'all want to see from Canelo, but for Terence Crawford, I like the idea. It looks like Errol Spence is gonna do other things as opposed to fighting Terence Crawford in a rematch. So Terence Crawford in the gym right now, getting ready, staying prepared. And I would like to see him challenge himself versus Canelo. He done did everything else in the sport. And I mean,
boxing legend Bernard Hopkins emphasized the toll Crawford's dominance took on Spence in their fight, saying, "It was like 3 fights in one, and it took 4 fights out of Spence. Hopkins explained that such a brutal beating can quietly strip years, or at least prime years, away from a fighter's career. While the effects may not be visible right away, they can change a boxer's future trajectory.
Billy Crawford, even though, fought twice, throughout the year, Crawford, was...
But look where he beat.
Undisputed.
Look where he beat. Look where he beat. What he did to Spence and how he did, that's 3 fights to me. And it took 4 fights out of Spence, right? Yeah, I'm a fighter, so I can tell you when you get punished like that.
Yeah, I was there ringside watching the fight, yeah.
A few years out of, you don't see the years right now, but it sort of takes something out of that person going forward. They still can beat some fights, but it really put a bruise on it. You didn't see Spence fight yet, did you? Did you hear him name opponent for him to potentially fight? It's been quiet. You see the weight he gained?
Shakur Stevenson has never been shy about his confidence in Crawford, and this time is no different. He boldly predicts that not only can Crawford beat Canelo, he might even stop him. Stevenson has long believed that Crawford's boxing IQ, slick southpaw movement, and power make him the superior fighter. He doubled down on his stance, saying, "Bud's going to cook Canelo," suggesting a knockout is within reach. In Stevenson's view, Crawford's adaptability could turn what many see as impossible into a stunning upset.
I think Bud gonna cook Canelo. He's gonna cook him. I think, Canelo a hell of a fighter, but I think Bud just got all the tools.
Yeah. You don't think the weight difference is gonna be too big of an advantage?
I think y'all make that something, in certain fights,
Boxing makes it something, not us.
like if this was like a Benavidez, he's actually a lot bigger than Bud, so that would apply. But I feel like with Canelo, he's physically kind of big, but height wise, yeah, he's kind of small. So I don't think so, man.
How you got a decision established because Bradman and Boozy think that Bud actually might stop it.
Me and Boozy talked about that. That's crazy. Me and who got on the phone talked about it, but I think that's possible. I'm not saying that it's going to happen, but I think it's a possibility if Canelo gets to acting out of line and not understanding that Bud can crack too.
Actor and martial artist Michael Jai White, who once portrayed Mike Tyson in HBO's biopic, is also firmly in Crawford's corner. In a recent interview, he dismissed Canelo as the favorite, bluntly saying no, and likened the matchup to Mayweather's victory over Canelo, believing Crawford's speed and unpredictable style could give him the same kind of edge. White praised Crawford's agility and ring IQ, envisioning him outpointing Canelo despite the Mexican star's growth as a fighter.
Canelo versus Terence Crawford.
Yeah.
Do you feel that Canelo's gonna win?
No.
Really?
No.
So you would put your money on Crawford?
Yes.
You'd make money. Just put that out there.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think Crawford's going to beat him?
Because Crawford could find people to fight like Canelo, who is amazing. Canelo has he evolved. I saw how he evolved defensively and everything. I just don't think he's as fast as Crawford. And I think Crawford is just a little step ahead as far as movement is concerned. And so I think it's going to be Mayweather Canelo Part 2. That's what I think. Crawford ain't gonna knock him out, but I don't know if Canelo's gonna land very solidly on Crawford. Canelo's way better now, but I still think there's an edge. It won't necessarily be exactly like that, but I think he'll edge him out point-wise. All you need is that little bit of an edge, and I think Crawford has that.
Former champion Antonio Tarver also believes Crawford can pull off the upset if he can withstand Canelo's power at 168 pounds. Tarver acknowledged Crawford's elite skills, but stressed that the real question is whether he can handle the physicality of a bigger opponent. If he survives Canelo's heavy shots, Tarver argues that Crawford's speed, accuracy, and ring smarts could tip the fight in his favor.
Terence gotta be Terence, bro. He's a real deep thinker. He processed fights like nobody else. And he's processed this Canelo fight. He's seen it. He went through it 2 or 3 times already. He knows how this ends. You can tell the way he shadow boxes. He visualizing Canelo being right there in front of him. You understand? Look at the movement. That's all you got to do. Look at the movement. And that's the type of master boxer that Canelo is going to be facing. And the only thing I say is Canelo hasn't faced an opponent like this in a long time. You know what I mean? I think Canelo's going to have to go back to the Caleb Plant fight and look that good, that active, that, you feel me, moving with that type of grace to beat Terence Crawford. Because weight ain't going to make the difference. It ain't going to be the weight. It's going to be the skill set.